Welcome to the Lose Your Big Ass Stomach podcast. I'm your host, Jay Jackson, and my mission here is to help you get rid of that big ass stomach and take back control of your health so that you can look and feel your best by being the best version of yourself, mentally and physically, while destroying the mediocre agenda society is trying to brainwash you into, and breaking our families' generational curses of being unhealthy by being a healthy and fit role model. It's time to set a new standard. It's time to set a new standard of living. If you find the podcast helpful, be sure to hit that follow button because that helps us build a movement. Let's go. Guys, if you've been having a hard time losing weight, or you just want to get rid of that big old ass stomach, you're looking down and you're frowning, you're like, I'm just so tired of looking at this damn stomach, and you're just tired of it. Listen, if you know you've been eating a lot of sweets, I'm talking about the candy, the pastries, the sausage McGriddles from McDonald's, the chicken biscuits from Chick-fil-A, but you adding all the grape jelly and the strawberry jelly. Guess what? I used to be there. Yeah. Your boy used to be there too, man. Don't feel bad. I used to be right there with your ass. Man, let me tell you something. A lot of people don't even realize that they have a sugar addiction, but they have a sugar addiction. A lot of people don't realize that they have a food addiction, but they have a food addiction. Guys, I grew up in humble beginnings, and I believe a lot of the issues that most people go through as adults, it stems from the habits that they created when they were children. And so when we go through stress, I know for myself, whenever I would go through stress in my early 20s, I would revert to eating honey buns. I would revert to eating, Oreos with milk. And I'm talking about, I'd get my happy ass out of bed because I'm stressed. Like, damn, where my next client coming from? When I used to do like in-person training. And I'd take my happy ass to the gas station. Yeah, I'd just go to the gas station, get me a pack of Oreos. And then if the gas station didn't have no whole milk, I'd leave the gas station and go to the grocery store late at night just to get some milk so I could eat some milk and cookies. Guys, that is what you call an addiction. I had a problem. And this wouldn't just happen once or twice a week. This was almost every day, y'all. Like almost every day. It got to the point where sometimes I'd be eating not just one Oreo with milk. It was so bad, guys, I started eating two Oreos together. And around that time, that's when the double stuffed Oreos came out. I went from one double stuffed Oreo at a time to two double stuffed Oreos at a time. Got so bad, I put like 3 or 4, sometimes 5 Oreos in a cup with milk. And so all of them could be a little moist with a little crunch to it. Anyway, I'm getting into my big ass stomach thoughts. It's still in me, man. I just don't eat like that no more. All right. But I want to talk to y'all about how I overcame it. Okay, how I overcame the sugar addiction, because I believe I was a sugar addict. And that way you guys can listen to the information and take it for what it's worth. So that way you can overcome your sugar addiction, your food addiction. And so here's the thing, y'all. I lived like this for years. Grew up in the hood, going to the candy lady all the time, eating honey buns. That's how it started. But as I got older, I went into my career as a personal trainer early on, and I was still eating junk food when I got stressed. Anxiety, overwhelmed, feeling sad, not knowing what's gonna happen, not knowing if I'm gonna go broke. Like, I'm just being honest with y'all. And I would always revert to eating junk food. And I found myself feeling tired all the time. It really didn't affect me weight-wise because I was just so active. And, I had played sports and played football and ran track. And so I was still really active. But it started to weigh on me with how I was eating. And when I say weigh on me, I started to have brain fog all the time. I started having really, really bad acid reflux to the point where I couldn't even go to sleep at night because my esophagus used to be burning from the acid. And then like days later, I would be afraid to eat and drink things because my esophagus would still be sore. You know what I'm saying? I used to have, eczema all on my hands and feet because of how much sugar and the poor quality of food that I used to eat all the time. And so these were some of the symptoms and challenges that I was going through. Obviously, there's other symptoms and challenges that people tend to go through. Type 2 diabetes, heart disease. People be having strokes and heart attacks because of how they're eating. So the first thing I had to do was be honest with myself. And that's the first place you have to start. Being self-aware enough to know that it's a problem. And until you come to that realization of being honest with yourself, you're not going to change. Because even if the people that you love and care about tell you, you're still not paying attention to it. You think it's not that bad. Well, don't that sound somewhat familiar? Like if a alcoholic, they drinking a whole lot of alcohol, but you like, hey, you drink a little too much. What they gonna say? Hey, it ain't that bad, man. I don't drink that damn much. Of course, they're not being honest. What do you call that? They're in denial. That's what happens to a lot of people. And so this is why I say this is the first place you have to start. It ain't about eating chicken and broccoli every day. That shit ain't gonna fix the problem. You have to be honest with yourself. And that comes with being mature. Maturing to the point of realizing, man, I'm not no little kid no more. I can't be eating like this. If I keep eating like this, things are what? Things are gonna get worse. That's what came to my realization. I'm like, man, if I'm feeling like this right now, and I'm in my early 20s, I'm like 21, 22 years old, what's gonna happen another year from now? What's gonna happen 5, 10 years from now if I keep eating like this? And I'm already feeling terrible. What's gonna happen? A lot of people wait too long. Especially a lot of black folks, man. You wait too long to solve the problem. It's like the house have to be on fire for you to get out the house. You can't just hear the smoke detector start beep beep beep. You don't wait until you don't even wait. You just keep on waiting, and then you got to see the house is on fire. You got to see fire all in the house. Stop waiting so long. The reason I say this is because when people wait too long, you start to get into this place of feeling hopeless. That's like one of the most worst parts of what I do as a fitness coach, and I love doing this, like a health, fitness, nutrition coach. Seeing people have so much potential, but they've lost the confidence and hope that they can lose the weight. They don't have the trust in themselves that they can do it because they dug themselves into such a deep hole. They're like, man, I want to do it, coach, but I don't know. You see what I'm saying? And so be honest with yourself. Mature. Know where you are in your life right now. That's not where you were when you was 15, 16, 12 years old. You got to start eating better, man. It's especially if you have children, especially if you have a partner, a husband, a wife, a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever you want to call it. You got people depending on you. You got to start maturing. So we got honesty, maturity, right? Now let's get into some practical things you can start doing. So you have to know yourself. This is where self-awareness comes in at. With people who are alcoholics or they have other drug addictions, they can't dabble. You have to know whether you can dabble or not. And most people cannot dabble if they have an addiction. Because if you dabble, you fall right back into your old habits. Like when I talk to y'all about the 80-20 rule, 80% of the time you eat healthy food, the other 20% you can eat whatever you want to eat. Some of y'all can't do that. Like there was a time in my life I didn't do that. Like when I first said to myself, okay, I'm not going to be eating, because I got to the point where I was eating Cinnamon Toast Crunch, half a box, sometimes a full box in one day, in the evening, and I knew I was out of control at that point. I was like, man, I'm out of control. And so I went cold turkey. I still had the cravings. I still had like the desire. And guys, to be 100% honest, even as a coach, I've been doing this shit over 15 years now. I still have cravings to want to eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch, red velvet cake, pound cake. Guys, I still remember the taste when I was I was like 5 years old, and I stayed with my granddad and my two great aunties. My great auntie Louise, she used to make pound cake in the bowl. She would let me lick the bowl after she'd pour all of the pound cake mix out of it. She'd let me lick the bowl. I still remember the taste, y'all. I still remember it. And so it's gonna be in me forever to want to eat these types of foods. I get that. I come to that realization, but I've also matured, knowing, hey Jay, you can't eat like this all the time, man. Like what the hell? How you gonna live? How you gonna be healthy and have energy if you keep eating like this? And so I went cold turkey. I embraced discomfort. You have to go through a stage of maturity where you're willing to say, it's time to embrace the discomfort. It's almost like you talking to somebody, like you want to be in a relationship with somebody, but you kind of start to realize, man, this ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. It's toxic. We're going nowhere. But you've developed feelings for the person, right? But then you realize it's gonna have to end. And so what do you have to do? You have to embrace the discomfort of just letting it go, moving on and healing. Okay? And so you have to do the same exact thing. That's what I did in terms of me, winging myself away from the sugar addiction and even like the food addiction, because I grew up eating soul food all the time. Like my dad has a soul food restaurant here in Atlanta. Shouts out to A1 Soul Food. Yeah, show up, go support the fam. All right. But here's the thing. I didn't dabble. Okay, I didn't dabble. I went cold turkey. There were plenty of days I wanted to do it. There's sometimes I did do it. I was like, shit, it's hard. I'm itching. It ain't gonna hurt one time. And then I did it. I would eat a honey bun or something. I felt bad about it though. I felt bad. You know what I'm saying? And then I got back on the game plan again. And guys, I think one thing that beats a lot of people up mentally is that they think that they're the only ones who go through these types of things. They think that, damn, man, Jay Jackson, man, he's just so disciplined. He's just so consistent, man. It can't be like that. He don't even seem like he's human. Well, guess what? I am human. I do fall back into old habits every now and then. All right. The difference is, over time, I developed this muscle called discipline. I developed this word, this S word called standard. Okay, because over a certain time period of me building discipline to not eat these sweets and the junk food, the honey buns, the Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and all this type of stuff, I built up a muscle of being disciplined. I built up a muscle of, like, in the beginning, it felt like pain tolerance, because the pain of restraining myself from eating the foods that I wanted to eat, but I didn't eat them. But after so long, it don't feel like pain anymore. It just feels like routine. Because you develop a new routine. You're just going to feel that void of what you would normally do when you're eating that junk food with something different. It could be reading a book. It could be going for a walk. It could be hanging out with family. It could be watching a movie. You got to fill that space with something new. And personally, where I am right now in my life as a coach, I'd recommend you guys do something of some type of self-improvement to fill that space up. It could be reading a book. It could be listening to a podcast. It could be listening to the Lose the Big Ass Stomach podcast. It could be going for a walk or doing some cardio. Do something that's going to improve yourself while you're going through that pain and discomfort. And then over time, you're going to be able to tolerate it. And then over time, you just built a new habit and routine in your life that's actually serving you and helping you become a better version of yourself versus something that's making you feel guilty. Making you feel like, damn, man, you're beating yourself up mentally. Like, man, I don't know how I'm going to get over this. But over time, you just become a better version of yourself. All right? And then once you develop that level of discipline, you built that muscle, because discipline is a muscle. And it takes time to build that muscle. Everybody's a little different. You hear these snowflake trains out here, it takes 21 days to build a habit. No, hell it don't. Some people it take 3 months. Some people it take 6 months. Some people it take a year. Everyone's a little different. It took me over a year to develop the discipline of not eating junk food. And I'll say it this way. Building the discipline of not eating it for a certain period of time. And then when I do eat it, I don't revert back into eating it all the time, if that makes sense. So, for example, this past Friday, we got a spot out here called Velvet Taco. I love it because it got red velvet cake. Velvet taco. I can just walk up in there, get me a little slice of red velvet cake, and walk my happy ass up out of there. But I ate it on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm not thinking about it. It's Tuesday today, the day me making this podcast. I'm not thinking about no damn red velvet cake. I don't even have the urge to eat it. But back in the days, if I ate the red velvet cake, or if I ate the Cinnamon Toast Crunch, oh yeah, I'm going back the next day to get it again. Because it was like I was still a slave to the sugar. I was still a slave to the junk food. And so you have to go through a process of not dabbling. You can't do that right now. Some of y'all hear me, y'all like, oh, well, he do it in moderation. Some of y'all can't do that right now. You have to build discipline of just not doing it at all. Okay? And then once you develop that discipline, and in the process, in that time frame of you waiting to build that discipline, think about, what do I need to do in the meantime? That's where a lot of people fall to the wayside. What are you doing in the meantime? Because in the meantime, that's where you get bored. In the meantime, you're like, man, it's okay. Man, let me go ahead and eat some of this Ben and Jerry. It's going to be okay. No, it's not. Because you go right back into your old habits, and you go be eating junk food all over again. Then you go step on the scale. You be like, damn, the weight been back up. Damn, my clothes don't fit the way I want to. I'm not going to be beach body ready this summer. You see what I'm saying? You don't want to go through that. Guys, build the discipline and never have to worry about going back to it. One time. This is only going to improve your life. It's only going to make your life better. It's only going to make you feel better about yourself. Like this, a lot of people think it's all about just meal plan, workout plan. Meal plan is not. It's about the way you think. It's about your perspective on life. It's about your standards that you have for yourself. It's about the respect that you have for yourself. Everybody hear the word discipline being thrown around. Discipline is nothing more than just self-respect and self-love. If you're always eating junk food and you know it's making you tired, you know it's making you have health issues and high blood pressure and erectile dysfunction and man boobs, and you're not happy about how you're looking, of course, that's not self-respect. But you have to go through a time frame of discomfort, embracing it. It's going to make you a better you, because there's strength through restraint. When you're able to build a certain level of discipline to restrain yourself from doing certain things, that's strength. Guys, when I was in my early 20s, man, I was a very lustful man. Like, I was a very lustful man. And I'm just being honest with y'all. I could not control it. The level of testosterone that was in my body, I felt like I was going to explode. It was crazy. But I've started building restraint. I started building discipline. You see what I'm saying? It was painful for years of trying to discipline myself. Did I relapse from time to time? Yeah. But I started building discipline. Because if a man, and even women too, because a lot of us, we are striving towards being a better version of ourselves and, reaching new levels in our life and building a business, climbing the ladder in our career. You know what that requires? Focus. That requires a lot of focus. And so you have to be willing to restrain yourself from doing the things that are going to hold you back, that are going to distract you. Okay? And if you're eating junk food all the time, among other things, or drinking alcohol all the time, what is that doing? That's lowering your vibration. That's making you tired. That's giving you brain fog. It's making you heavy. It's making you lose self-confidence because of how you're looking. Because now when you step out and you want to, network, you're like, man, these shirts don't fit the way I want it to fit on me. Or when you want to go on vacation or go to the beach or the pool, you can't really enjoy yourself because of the food and alcohol and everything you're eating and drinking. Build strength by restraint. And then over time, you'll know where you can start to dabble in it a little bit here and there because you develop that discipline. Guys, even as children, some of y'all have children. You discipline your kids. Hey, baby, you can't eat that all the time. No Pop-Tarts. You can only eat Pop-Tarts one time a week. We can only eat McDonald's one time a week. Well, at least when I was a kid, that's how it used to be. And even Oreos. We used to have a big ass little jug, glass of Oreos in the kitchen. I used to be sneaking downstairs eating Oreos. They were like, of course you can't eat that all the time. They disciplined me. You see what I'm saying? And so, you have to do the same thing as an adult. Because you show me a man or a woman who doesn't have any discipline, I'll show you a man or a woman that they're really, really not exercising their true potential. You're leaving a lot of your potential on the table. The things that you really want to do deep down that you really don't be telling people, whether it's growing that business or, going on those vacations, looking the part, whatever it is. You want to be that positive role model and example for the people you love and care about. Maybe your community is limiting you. The lust that you have for food is limiting you. The sugar, it's limiting you. A lot of y'all are built for greatness. Most people who follow me, you're built for greatness. There's a reason y'all follow me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, of course, there's always going to be some lazy asses out there. Yeah, there's going to be some lazy folks out there. But most people who listen to my content, you want more for yourself. You want more sometimes for the people that you love and care about. And a lot of times, you got to be the person to level up for the people that you love and care about to start leveling up. They got to see you. They got to see you be that role model and example. Otherwise, your family starts to relive the same challenges and struggles and issues, health issues that you go through, because all they're doing is developing and mirroring your habits, your lifestyle. And so you got to lead by example, by showing them a new lifestyle. Some of y'all are inspired by me because y'all see how consistent I am. Y'all see how authentic I am. Y'all see how relatable I am. You have people right in your household, in your community that relate to you. If they seen you lose the weight, they didn't even think it was possible to do it without Ozempic, but they seen you do it. They didn't even think it was possible unless they tried some type of crazy detox diet, but they seen you do it the right way. They're like, oh man, you could do, oh wow, and you down 98 pounds, wow. Kataki, you down 50 plus pounds, wow. These are things my coaching clients be telling me. You got to be that role model and example. And that requires raising your motherfucking standards. At the end of the day, I don't know how else to say it. Raise your standards. Because when you raise your standards, you're going to start thinking differently about the habits that you have on a daily basis. It's going to start eating you up on the inside, knowing you're living in a way that's not moving you forward in life. You don't have to be building some multi-million-dollar business to have purpose. You can have purpose by pouring into you. That way the people who are influenced by you, they start to live like you. Because they're like, wow, I don't have to look at the celebrities and the NBA and the NFL players to get inspired. They can look at you. Yep. We can have celebrities in our local neighborhoods to make the kids and the families be like, wow, if John can lose this 48 pounds, man, I can do it too, man. He's such a positive role model for his family. I want to be like him, man. And people will start to change their habits and lifestyle because they secretly admire you. That's how success works, y'all. Some people, they will never admit that you inspire them. That's just how it is. But there will be some people that will. And then other times, you just have to realize and watch. I'm a big observer. I'm a very big observer. And I see people who watch. You know what I'm saying? They may not say nothing, but I see them watching. And I see them slowly but surely starting to level up. You see what I'm saying? Because they watching. And so you got to do the same thing. All right? It's a duty. It's an obligation. If you feel like you have greatness in you, level up your standards. Level up your habits. Level up your lifestyle. And it'll all change for you. All right? We out of here. Let's get it. Yo, appreciate you for tapping in and listening to the podcast episode today. Hopefully you found it valuable. And if you did and you want to learn more about how I can help you lose the big ass stomach, transform your body, and get your health on point, DM me real results over on Instagram at JJacksonOfficial for more information. And I'll reach back out to you to do what I can to help you hit those health and fitness goals. Let's get it.